because my next guest just testified before a federal grand jury. He says he was in possession of a trove of digital evidence from Diddy's freak-offs and parties. His name is Courtney Burgess, and he says a friend gave him 11 flash drives that belonged to the late Kim Porter. And if you follow this story, you'll know that Kim Porter is Diddy's ex-girlfriend and the mother of 4 of his kids. On those drives, the witness says 8 videos featured 8 celebrities at Diddy freak-offs or parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females.
Can you talk about what you saw on these flash drives?
Of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
The tapes are out, and Borges is spilling secrets that are shaking everyone to the core. He's naming names, and what he revealed about J-Lo is absolutely shocking. I'm still trying to process it. Meanwhile, Diddy's team is in full panic mode, begging judges to silence Courtney before even more dirt gets exposed. It's pure chaos. On top of that, Diddy's family is desperately trying to save face by pulling every PR stunt they can think of, even using his birthday to shift the narrative. But let's face it, the man has hit rock bottom. He's gone from dining with powerful elites to eating bland, overcooked prison food. For someone who was once seen as a role model, this is a truly humiliating fall from grace. There's so much happening right now, and it just keeps getting darker. Let's dive into one of the most shocking things I've ever uncovered.
We have a very special guest today, Courtney B. And Courtney B is a entertainment manager, and he has quite a resume. Courtney, you want to give us a little bit of rundown of some of the artists you've worked with in the past?
For years, everyone knew Diddy as the smooth, party-throwing big boss. But now, the darker, more sinister side of his life has come back to haunt him. Courtney Borges recently testified before a federal grand jury, and what he revealed is beyond disturbing. According to Borges, he has 11 flash drives filled with footage from Diddy's infamous freak-offs, events involving celebrities. Here's where it takes an even darker turn. Borges claims these celebrities were not only filmed without their consent, but were also unknowingly intoxicated. What might have seemed like harmless fun on the surface was far from it. These tapes reportedly show people in completely vulnerable states, some so out of it they didn't even realize what was happening. Borges said the footage includes individuals who appear unconscious, dazed, and completely unaware. Yet the cameras kept rolling. Shockingly, all 8 people in these tapes are described as victims.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victimized? How many might have been victimizing?
I think all, to be honest, all.
Let that sink in. These are not just allegations of wild parties, but deeply troubling violations of trust and consent. It gets even darker. Courtney revealed that some of the footage involves undercover filming in places where people would expect complete privacy.
Are there any cameras in places where you'd assume privacy, like bathrooms?
Well, I've never been in this house, but the picture, yes. That's where it took place.
Imagine going to use the bathroom, completely unaware that a hidden camera is recording you. It's beyond disturbing. The thought of someone not only violating people, but also invading their privacy in such an intimate and unsuspecting way is absolutely terrifying. This isn't just a scandal, it's a chilling breach of trust and basic human rights. I told you, this one's for the history books. It's next level disturbing. Imagine thinking you're at an exclusive party, only to later find out you were secretly filmed. And now there are tapes of you in someone else's hands. What's even more twisted is that Diddy has been caught bragging on social media about how wild his parties are. There's a clip from an old party where Diddy is grinning ear to ear saying, "This is what happens when you come to my parties."
For all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
It's so unfortunate.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you
Get a drink on his head.
And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJ. Not supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to him. I put him to sleep.
Next day, right?
You put the drink on his head.
There you go. There it is.
While a guy is sprawled out on the floor, totally passed out. The man looked so out of it that he could have easily been suffocating. Yet Diddy seemed proud of the chaos. The audacity to celebrate something so reckless and dangerous is absolutely unreal. Before we dive any deeper, let's address the question everyone's asking. Who is this Courtney Borges? And how did he get his hands on these explosive videos? Turns out, Courtney isn't just some random guy throwing out accusations. He's been in the industry for 35 years, working with legends like Nelly and Tupac. He's not chasing clout. This man knows his stuff and has personal history with Diddy. So, what's on these tapes? Courtney says one of the 11 flash drives contains footage of 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, who were allegedly victimized at Diddy's infamous parties. Shockingly, 2 of the men were underage at the time. All the celebrities, according to Courtney, were heavily under the influence, so much so that they couldn't comprehend what was happening around them. The tapes reportedly show moments where people were too intoxicated to even realize they were being filmed. As if that wasn't twisted enough, another YouTube interviewed Courtney, where he allegedly dropped some names. And let me tell you, these aren't just random celebrities. We're talking A-listers. The footage allegedly includes J-Lo, caught using explicit items, Kevin Hart in situations where he appeared completely out of it, and even names like LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, and Will Smith's son. My heart sank hearing LeBron's name, but the list doesn't stop there, and the stories keep getting darker.
J-Lo jabbing herself with a dip or some type of object. I seen one had Game the rapper walked around Diddy at a party, and Justin had to be no more than 15 or 16. Could have been 16. He was saying happy birthday. And the bottle was in his hand with nobody drink out of it, but he gave it to Justin. When Justin drunk it, he was gone. Like,
is that the one when he dropped down to his knees to drink it first, like he was doing some kind of...
Right.
What was up with the dropping down to the knees? Was that a ritual or just...
My thoughts, I don't know what was in the bottle, but I believe it probably could have been GHB. That's a tranquilizer. You know, if you drink that, I could say go to the bank and withdraw your money out. You go to the bank and withdraw your money out.
Right, you under my control now.
Courtney describes scenes involving some of the biggest names in Hollywood doing things you'd never imagine. It's shocking and deeply unsettling. Honestly, Hollywood might not be ready for the level of exposure this could bring. Courtney claims that Hollywood is in full panic mode, desperately trying to buy their way out of a situation. They're throwing money around to protect their names, especially with the threat of certain tapes being released. He states that if these tapes come out, it's over for many in the industry. The tapes reportedly feature well-known figures in compromising situations that are too extreme to be easily ignored. Courtney describes the footage as so disturbing that he couldn't even watch it all the way through, having to look away from certain scenes. The situation has stirred up a whole new level of fear within Hollywood, as these tapes could expose some of its darkest secrets. Courtney claims he received a manuscript from Kim Porter, Diddy's late ex-girlfriend, detailing dark secrets about Diddy's behavior. According to Courtney, Kim had kept journals revealing unsettling truths about Diddy, which she wanted exposed if anything happened to her. The manuscript, which Courtney swears is authentic, was allegedly entrusted to him by someone close to Kim, and it paints a different picture of Diddy than the public sees. Among the revelations, Courtney mentions disturbing rituals, including one where Diddy's son Justin allegedly drank a spiked beverage during a birthday event, leaving him disoriented. The manuscript and these claims could have a major impact on Diddy's public image, especially as Courtney hints at federal involvement in the investigation. The contents of the manuscript and the surrounding drama raise many questions about the entertainment mogul's private life. Courtney Borges has unleashed explosive allegations against Sean Diddy Combs, painting a disturbing picture of manipulation and control. He claims Diddy used GHP and baby oil laced with potent substances to influence people at his infamous parties, turning them into puppets. Allegedly, over 1,000 bottles of this concoction were found during Diddy's arrest. Courtney also accuses Diddy of using a casting couch for approval in the industry, backed by revelations from Kim Porter's unpublished manuscripts. As more shocking details surface, Diddy's empire seems to be crumbling. His legal team, instead of focusing on bail, is scrambling for gag orders to silence Courtney. The fallout from Cassie's lawsuit has triggered a wildfire of allegations, including horrifying claims involving minors. Once untouchable, Diddy now faces a collapse of his wealth, power and influence as Hollywood's dark secrets are exposed. The question remains, will justice prevail?